They didn't know who he was, not the school board, not the student council who quietly cut his name from the Veterans Day program, not even the principal, who waved her hand and said, "Let's keep things general this year." As if some heroes don't deserve to be remembered. But they should have known. Because 400 meters away in a quiet VA nursing home, an old soldier lay beneath a quilt stitched by strangers. His name? Staff Sergeant Luis Lou Vasquez. Back, when men still wrote letters by hand and folded maps before jumping from planes, they called him Lou. Now? They didn't call him anything. Not since the stroke stole his voice, not since the world forgot him. But he held on to one thing, a sealed shadow box nailed to the wall above his bed. Probably just old pins and cigarette packs, a nurse once joked, tugging the curtain shut. She didn't see his eyes flick toward. She didn't ask. No one ever did, until the day he didn't wake up. The box no one opened. When his daughter Emma arrived, she had one envelope in her pocket and a look that made the orderly step back. Without a word, she opened the shadow box. Inside, a bronze star, a silver star, a blood-stained flag, and a handwritten letter from a general. "The man you call Quiet once pulled 3 of us from fire. If you're reading this, tell them he mattered." So she tried. She asked to speak at the school's Veterans Day assembly. They said no. Too personal. Might make students uncomfortable. Meanwhile, 2 other kids got slots. One for an uncle in the Coast Guard, another for a cousin in the ROTC. Emma said nothing. She walked home alone. The speech no one heard. That night, she typed the words she'd practiced for years. The speech her dad never got to hear. 1 minute, 46 seconds. Short, powerful, true. She clipped his dog tags to the paper, hand-delivered it to Principal Huxley. The principal read it once, lips pressed thin. "We're focusing on group recognition this year." The next morning, the framed photo of her dad, the one on the school's wall of honor, was gone. "We're rotating them," someone mumbled. But the wall stayed empty. The silent reckoning. That's when the veterans arrived. No warning, no fanfare, just men in uniform stepping onto school grounds like a storm no one saw coming. Principal Huxley demanded IDs. They ignored her. She called the police. They were already cleared. By the time the assembly started, the auditorium was packed, not just with students but with soldiers. Then the mic cut out. A man with a cane and a chest full of ribbons took the stage. He unfolded Emma's letter. "Staff Sergeant Luis Vasquez was our brother. He carried us when we couldn't walk. And the only reason any of us stand here today is because of what he gave." Then he turned to Emma. "They told us this school had no room for his name. But we carry it, and his daughter carries him." The moment that changed everything. Emma stepped forward, hands shaking, voice breaking, but she read every word. "They said my speech might make people uncomfortable, but forgetting him would hurt more." When she finished, the veterans saluted. The students sat in silence. And Principal Huxley? She left through the side door. The next morning, the Wall of Honor was restored. A new plaque was hung, and the district changed its policy. Individual tributes would never be silenced again. Emma never raised her voice, but she taught them all a lesson. Legacy isn't given, it's claimed. Have you ever seen someone stand up for what's right against all odds? Comment below. Smash like if you believe no hero should be forgotten. Subscribe Heartstring Radio for more real-life stories that inspire.